All right, everyone, get ready for a deep dive today into the afterlife. We're going to be exploring the spirit world as described in Michael Newton's Journey of Souls. This book is, it's amazing.
It really
It's
is.
packed with firsthand accounts from people who have been regressed using hypnosis and
Yeah.
it's pretty mind-blowing stuff.
It is. And you know what I think is so interesting about Michael Newton's work is that it kind of bypasses, religious dogma
Right.
and goes straight into this idea of the subconscious, and these memories that people have, allegedly experienced, right, of the spirit world.
Yeah. It's like we're getting a sneak peek behind the curtain of existence.
Exactly.
Right. So let's start at the very beginning. What happens when we first arrive in this spirit world?
Well, you can forget about the harps and clouds or fire and brimstone. The initial experience is often described as incredibly peaceful and even euphoric. And a lot of people describe it as this feeling of coming home, but it's not. It's not a one-size-fits-all experience, right? So how you transition from life, how many lives you've lived, all of that plays a role in how you adjust.
That makes sense. A sudden death versus a peaceful passing,
Right.
a seasoned soul
Exactly.
versus a newbie. You'd imagine that all those factors would affect things.
Absolutely. And that's where guides and soulmates come into play, right?
Yep.
They're there to kind of help with that recognition and provide comfort and basically welcome you back to the spirit world. It's like having a welcoming committee of loved ones, even if those loved ones are currently living another life on Earth.
Wait, hold on. So let me get this straight.
Yeah.
I could be greeted by, say, my great-grandmother, even if she's currently a baby somewhere.
Precisely. Time doesn't function in the same way in the spirit world. It's a fascinating concept that challenges our understanding of linear time.
Okay, my mind is already a little bit blown. So we've arrived. We're getting acclimated. We're reunited with loved ones. What happens next? Is there some kind of orientation, like a cosmic check-in?
Yeah. Well, imagine a debriefing session with a wise and gentle guide.
It's a deep dive into the life that you just lived and a chance to kind of process your experiences, your choices, and learn from it all.
So it's less like, a cosmic performance review
Right.
and more like a guided reflection.
Exactly. There's no judgment, only understanding and a focus on growth. You also go through what's called the shower of healing. It's this process of cleansing negativity and replenishing your soul's energy. And what's remarkable is that the setting for your orientation can be personalized. One individual described finding comfort in a replica of their childhood bedroom.
That's so heartwarming.
Yeah.
It's like the spirit world intuitively knows what you need to feel safe and grounded.
And for those souls that have already journeyed through many lives, this orientation might be less intensive,
Yeah.
They're practically veterans at this point.
They've been through the process many times.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've been welcomed, debriefed, and cleansed. Where do we go from here? What's next?
So our next stop is the soul group.
But getting there involves a journey through this vast expanse of the spirit world.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting for me.
Yeah.
Can you paint a picture of what it's like traveling through this realm?
So picture a vast spherical space pulsating with energy and light. Some describe it as the sea of glowworms, others as floating balloons, right?
Wow.
It's this collective energy of countless souls. And then there are these designated paths called lines of contact, where souls travel with incredible speed.
It's like a cosmic highway system.
Perfect analogy. And eventually these lines lead to this central hub, like a staging area, where souls kind of gather before heading to their respective soul groups.
Okay, let's talk about these soul groups.
Yeah.
What are they, and how do we end up in a particular one?
So think of it like this. Entities with similar learning goals and experiences are clustered together for mutual support and growth. That's your soul group, right?
Yep.
And the placement is based on your soul's developmental level, almost like a school system for souls. You're surrounded by those who are on a similar path, learning and growing together.
It sounds incredibly supportive, like a built-in soul family.
Precisely. It's about collective learning and evolution. But here's a curious detail. Even in this environment of deep connection, some advanced souls choose to isolate themselves for periods of introspection and study.
So it's like they've mastered the group dynamic,
Right.
and now they're ready for some solo exploration.
Exactly.
Like heading to the Cosmic Library for some independent research.
I love that. And there's another intriguing detail. Did you know that the color of a soul's aura actually reflects its developmental level?
Like a cosmic color coding system.
Absolutely.
Tell me more.
We'll dive deeper into that next time as we explore the different levels of soul development, from beginners to advanced souls who act as guides. Each level has a distinct color.
I can't wait to hear more about that. This is already so fascinating. Stay tuned, listeners, because in the next part of our deep dive into Journey of Souls, we'll explore those levels in detail. You won't want to miss it.
Welcome back to our deep dive into Journey of Souls. Last time we were talking about soul groups and the idea that souls exist on these different levels of development.
Right, like a cosmic school system where everyone's learning and growing at their own pace.
Exactly. So let's delve into those levels a little bit. What sets a beginner soul apart from, say, a level V soul, someone who's practically a spiritual guru?
Yeah, I'm all ears.
So to illustrate this, let's consider a soul named Shabez,
Okay.
who had a particularly difficult first life. She was just a child when her village was ravaged, and she died feeling really confused and betrayed by life itself.
That's heartbreaking.
It is.
It makes you wonder why those kinds of experiences are even necessary.
Yeah, it's a question that a lot of people ponder,
Right.
Shabez's story represents those souls who are, really new to this whole cycle of reincarnation.
Yeah.
Still grappling with the Earth experience, right?
Right.
They might feel lost and overwhelmed by negative emotions and struggle to grasp the bigger picture.
They're still finding their cosmic footing,
Exactly.
so to speak.
Yeah. And now on the other end of the spectrum, we have someone like Thurs, level V soul. She's devoted to refining specific skills and assisting others on their journeys. Having lived countless lives, she's learned from her mistakes,
Right.
Cultivated this profound sense of self-awareness.
She sounds like a beacon of wisdom and compassion.
She really is. The first represents those souls who have, essentially become cosmic mentors, guiding others along their paths. They've integrated the lessons from their many lives, and they've reached this level of understanding that allows them to really help others.
It's fascinating to see the contrast between, a soul like Shabez reeling from her first life and Thys, this wise sage guiding others.
Yeah, and between those two extremes lies a whole spectrum of souls, Level 2 souls are starting to gain a better understanding. Level 3 souls are taking on more responsibility, and so on.
Like climbing a ladder,
Exact.
with each rung representing a new level of understanding and mastery.
Precisely. And remember how we talked about soul auras reflecting their developmental level?
Yeah.
Well, as you ascend these levels, the color of your aura shifts to mirror that growing wisdom and knowledge.
It's like a cosmic ranking system, but instead of belts or badges, it's all about the color of your aura.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's pretty neat.
And then there are the old ones.
The old ones. Now, they sound intriguing. Who are they?
Even highly advanced souls like Thys. Look up to them. These are beings so evolved that their wisdom and power are nearly incomprehensible to us.
Like the elders of the universe,
Yeah.
the ones who've seen it all
Seen it all.
and know all the secrets.
Their wisdom is vast. And even seasoned souls aspire to reach their level of understanding. However, details about them are scarce, even in Newton's research.
Okay, so we've got these different levels of advancement, from newbies to cosmic elders. But even the most advanced souls have to choose their next life at some point.
That's right.
Right.
And this is where things get even more fascinating. Souls actually have a say in their next life. They consider the time period, the location, even the potential challenges they'll face.
Hold on. So it's not like some random assignment. We have a choice.
It's a collaborative process between the soul and its guides, carefully considering what will best serve its evolution.
So we're evaluating our skills,
Yes.
identifying areas for growth, and choosing a life path that aligns with our soul's purpose.
That's a great way to put it.
That's incredible.
And of course, soulmates are a major part of the equation. We arrange to meet those significant souls in our lives, the ones who will play specific roles in helping us learn and grow.
Okay, soulmates. Everyone loves a good love story.
Yes.
How do we factor them into our next life plan?
Well, we strategize to encounter them in our new lives, in roles that will facilitate growth for both souls.
It's like setting up a cosmic playdate with your soul family.
I love that, a cosmic playdate.
But how do we ensure we recognize each other in these new human forms? Like, do we keep our spirit world name tags or something?
Well, that's where the recognition class comes in.
Mhm.
It's an opportunity for souls to practice recognizing their future soulmates, even in their new human guises.
So it's like a pre-incarnation meet and greet,
Right.
where we get to glimpse our soulmates in their earthly forms.
Exactly. They're given cues, signals that will trigger recognition when they encounter each other on Earth. It might be a specific phrase, a certain look, even a feeling that sparks this deep sense of familiarity.
So it's like planting little cosmic breadcrumbs
Yes.
to help us find each other
Exact.
in the vastness of human existence.
Precisely. One of Newton's subjects described being in a crowded room, locking eyes with a woman, and instantly knowing she was his soulmate because of this pre-birth signal. The way she tilted her head when she laughed,
Wow.
he had seen that very gesture during their recognition class.
That's incredible. It's like a cosmic game of hide and seek, but with these little cheats to help us find each other.
And these pre-birth signals can be, surprisingly subtle. A familiar scent, a shared dream, a chance encounter that feels, strangely orchestrated. They can all be clues guiding us toward our soulmates.
So we've chosen our life, prepped for soulmate recognition, and we're basically ready to go.
Yeah.
What's the feeling like in those final moments before rebirth? Is it scary, exciting, bittersweet?
It's a mix of emotions, really. There's apprehension, there's excitement, and perhaps even a touch of nostalgia for the spirit world.
Yeah, like the feeling of embarking on a grand adventure, right?
Right,
You're
yeah.
thrilled about the unknown, but also a little bit nervous.
Exactly. And then there's the actual process of entering a new body.
Right.
One soul described it as this, careful integration with a new mind, like putting on a new suit, but having to learn how to move all the limbs.
It sounds delicate and complex.
It is. And it
Yeah.
really highlights the collaborative nature of life, We're
Yeah.
not isolated souls on these solo missions.
Yeah.
We're working together even before birth to achieve our goals and learn from each other.
It's all about teamwork.
Absolutely.
Even on a cosmic level.
We're all part of this grand play, supporting each other's growth and evolution.
This is all so mind-blowing. We've covered the journey, the levels, life selection, even pre-birth soulmate recognition, those final moments before rebirth. Is there anything else we need to know about this incredible cycle?
Well, there's one crucial aspect that we haven't touched upon yet, the integration of the soul with the human mind.
Okay, you left us hanging last time with that one. It sounds like we're about to get into the very essence of what it means to be human.
Yeah, that's where I'll pick up next time as we conclude our deep dive into Journey of Souls.
I'm on the edge of my seat. Stay tuned, listeners, for the final part of our exploration where we'll unravel those mysteries of the soul's integration with the human mind. It's going to be fascinating. Welcome back for the final part of our deep dive into Journey of Souls. We've covered a lot of ground, haven't we?
We really have. From the initial arrival in the spirit world, soul groups, levels of advancement, choosing our next life, pre-birth, soulmate recognition, even those final moments before we're reborn.
And you left us hanging a bit last time.
I did.
With this idea of the soul integrating with the human mind.
It's a crucial part.
It sounds like we're about to get into
Yeah.
the very essence of what it means to be human.
I think so. It's really at the heart of it all. When you think about it, you have this eternal soul with all its wisdom and experience, and it's entering the body of a newborn baby. And it's not like this instant takeover.
It's not like the soul just flips a switch and suddenly, this baby's a wise sage.
No, it's a much more gradual process. Imagine the soul's energy gently intertwining with the developing human mind. Newton's subjects described it as this delicate tracing of neural pathways, like the soul is carefully exploring this new mental landscape.
So it's like the soul is learning the terrain of the human brain,
Yeah.
figuring out how to navigate this new vehicle.
That's a great way to put it, and it does take time. One subject even described bumping into herself, so to speak, as she integrated with the baby's consciousness. It highlights that really intricate dance between the soul's vast awareness and the limitations of the human mind.
It's fascinating to think about this interplay, right, between the eternal and the temporal. You've got the soul's wisdom trying to find its footing within this human experience.
And here's where it gets even more intriguing. It's not just a one-way street. So the soul influences the human mind, but the human experience also shapes the soul's evolution.
So it's a two-way exchange. We're both learning and growing from each other.
Exactly. The challenges we face, the choices we make, the emotions we feel as humans, it all contributes to the soul's ongoing development.
It's like we're co-creating our evolution, both as individuals and as souls.
Precisely. Which leads us to a fundamental question. If the soul is eternal and already possesses so much wisdom, why even bother with all this human messiness?
Yeah.
Why choose to be reborn into a world of limitations and challenges?
That's a question I think we all wrestle with. Like,
Yeah.
what's the point of it all?
Well, from what Newton's subjects revealed, it seems to boil down to growth. The human experience, with all its complexities, with all its imperfections, it provides a unique opportunity for souls to learn and evolve and really deepen their understanding of themselves and the universe.
So it's not about punishment or judgment.
No.
It's about pushing ourselves to become stronger, wiser.
That's the idea. Each lifetime, with its unique set of challenges, its unique set of triumphs, adds another layer to the soul's tapestry of experiences.
That's a beautiful way to put it. It's incredible to think about. The vastness of this journey, the countless lives woven together to create who we are today.
And it's not just about individual growth, is it? We're also here to contribute to the evolution of humanity as a whole.
Okay.
Every act of kindness, every moment of connection, every step towards greater understanding, it all has a ripple effect. And it impacts the collective consciousness.
So we're all connected. We're
Right.
all playing our part in this grand symphony of existence.
Exactly. And that's what makes this journey so meaningful. It's not just about us as individuals, but about our interconnectedness and our role in the evolution of consciousness itself.
Wow. This has been an incredible deep dive, really thought-provoking. It's really painted a beautiful and complex picture of the spirit world.
Mm.
As we wrap up, what would you say is your key takeaway for our listeners? What's the one thing you want them to remember about their own soul's journey?
I'd say if there's one thing to remember, it's that you're not alone. We are all part of something so vast and interconnected. This symphony of souls journeying together through time and space. The human experience can be challenging, but ultimately it is a journey of growth, love, and evolution. Embrace the mystery, trust the process, and know that you are always guided and supported on your path.
Beautifully said. And to our listeners, if you're wanting to dive even deeper into this, I highly recommend checking out Michael Newton's Journey of Souls. It's such a fascinating exploration of the afterlife that will keep you thinking long after you finish reading. Until next time, keep diving deep and keep your minds open to the wonders of the universe. We'll see you on our next deep dive.